Yeah, let me get a knife.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Hey, hello everybody.
Yay.
Welcome.
Pretend we're restarting. It's a half a bar of butter. So let me get a knife. Wait, is anyone making the crust from scratch? Okay, good. So I'm not just like doing it first. So let's do that.
Did you say it just needs to be soft or does it need to be melted?
Soft.
Soft.
Okay.
You know what? I might actually, if you have a microwave, let's melt it a little bit. It's just easier to mix with the crumbs. So
okay.
I'm gonna put in for 15 seconds because mine is soft already. Okay. While that's in the microwave, we're gonna add also 2 tablespoons of sugar, and that's it for the crust. So where's my tablespoon? That's 1 and 2. Okay. Getting this into mix. Let's get the butter out.
Hi, Irina.
Hi.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Hey, Garfinkles. Oh, wow, look at your background picture. Hi.
Hold on, move out of the way.
Joining
Oh,
us.
everyone.
That's great.
Oh,
There's the bride and groom. Hi, everyone.
Bride and groom.
We're so happy to crash the Marcus Protestant Cheesecake. Who's that? Oh, Talia's there. Hi, Talia. Sarah, Matt, Sharon. Oh my gosh, so much fun.
Yay.
Okay, so
She's going to join. I guess she's going to join.
Shit, I don't think she ever got the link.
No, Erin. She's like, I'm so excited. She wrote to me. Okay, so the butter's melted, so it just will be easier. We're gonna just pour it into the crumbs.
amazing. All right, I'm gonna go do bed bath time. Finish up.
Oh, fun.
Pleasure. Rena has her own cooking show. She can tell you all about
No, I
it.
don't.
Okay. So great to see everyone. Matt, you're looking good. Man in the kitchen. I love it.
We're gonna be thinking about you while you're doing bedtime.
Yeah.
Rabbi, if there was no man in Matt's kitchen, he would starve.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, we don't
Very
want
true.
that.
Matt, use a fork. It's easier to mix the crumbs with the fork because it kind of breaks it up more. So let's go fork. And then once it's well mixed, it's like still clumpy, I'm gonna keep mixing it. So we have breadcrumbs, a cup of breadcrumbs, a half a bar of butter, and 2 tablespoons sugar. So now, hold on. I like to make sure it's like really crumbly. I'm just gonna keep mixing it.
We're gonna take a vote about the videoing job when we're done with this.
Yeah, teamwork here. Okay, so now let's take our pan. Make sure it's clean. I don't have like a springform pan. I'm just gonna use a tinfoil pan. It works fine. So I'm just gonna grease it with the spray. If you don't have it, you just kind of grease it with butter. It just is easier for me.
Ah, it's my face.
Sorry.
I'm joking.
It's green, you know. It's like a. Okay, and then we're gonna pour the crumbs into the. Not light. Pour it all in to your 9-inch. I think it's called a 9-inch. You don't have to make it in a round pan. It could be rectangle. I made it in a rectangle. It's also nice. So just kind of like spread it around. Then I'm going to use the back of my measuring cup to like dent it. To what's the word? Dent it? Is that the right word? Help me.
Press it.
Press it. Press it. And as I'm pressing it, I'm going to try to get some of the crumbs also to go like around the side. Let me show you. Like, you know, we're creating a crust, right? So I like it when it's like that way. When you cut the piece of cheesecake, it's like looks nicer.
So
There's
this
like
is an
crumbs on the
aesthetic
side.
thing.
Yeah. So just a little bit. I'm going to use a spoon will be better. You can use a spoon also, not just just kind of like.
The spoon works really well.
Yeah, the spoon works good. So just kind of press it. So it's going to take me a few minutes. I was saying before that this recipe calls for only 1 bar of cream cheese. So Pesach time, I was looking, I was like, oh, cheesecake is like my favorite cake. So I was like, oh, I really want to make cheesecake for Pesach. So like I was looking up recipes, and I only had one bar of cream cheese in my fridge. And you know how we're not running out to the stores these days. We're like trying to make with what we have and go to the stores, you know, least amount of times. So I stumbled upon this recipe and I made it twice and it came out so good. I'm like, it's great because it doesn't make a huge amount and it comes out so good. Also, it doesn't bake for hours. You'll see it only bakes for 25 minutes and then another 10 minutes. So what is that, 35 minutes? Some recipes call for like 3-4 hours in the oven. So this was like an easy recipe also. Okay. I just want to make it. Sorry, I'm a little perfectionist here. I guess it gives people time to make it also.
Matt, we can't see yours.
Oh, here.
Whoa.
Very good.
I was super worried mine wasn't crummy enough, but it's working well.
It doesn't matter if it's not crummy. Like it's gonna get soggy a little bit right from the. Okay, so another thing controversial is like some people say you're supposed to bake it before. Some people say not to bake it. So I don't know. I kind of just do what I feel like. So right now we're not gonna bake it. I don't know. Some people stick it in for like a few minutes, but like you don't need to.
Okay.
Lots of recipes just say you know do it and set it aside. Okay, I think I'm good. Are we ready to move on?
I'm good.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, putting it aside. You'll see. Okay. So now we're going to go on to our cheesecake. So now we're going to need 1 pack of cream cheese that has been sitting out. I had it out. I screwed out maybe out around like 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So the point is, so it'll be room temperature, and when the cream cheese is room temperature, it just gets like softer. Let me get scissors.
I like to make sure ours comes out better than everyone else's, so I only told them to take out the cream cheese like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I thought, did we write on the thing to have it warm? Or
Could be,
temperature?
could be, but I definitely
Doesn't matter.
tried to.
It's fine. It comes
sabotage.
out fine. It just makes it easier to like. It doesn't leave clumps. Like it gets creamier. You'll just mix it more. You see it's thick. Yeah, you're gonna see. I'm just gonna use like a hand mixer because my fancy mixer is Glacier.
But that's like a beater.
Yeah, this is a beater. I like to use the beater part of the hand blender. You can use a spoon. Case off time, I made it with a spoon. Before it comes out fine. So don't worry. Okay, let's get this out.
Ooh.
Sorry, try to do it in a fancy, neat way. Drop it into the bowl. Oh, it worked.
Wow.
Okay. So that's
Take
now we're going to add to this a half a cup of sugar. Where's my sugar? Here. There we go. You can cut down the sugar if you want. I'm doing pretty good like this.
Don't cut down the sugar.
So that's one cup of sugar. Half a cup of sugar. Sorry, half a cup. Half a cup. Don't double it. Okay. We're gonna mix that. Hold on a second. We're gonna mix. Yeah. So we're gonna mix that until it's fluffy, but not too fluffy. Like always with cheesecakes, you don't want to make it too fluffy because then it creates like bubbles in the cheesecake and then it creates like cracks on the top. So we're just kind of like just cream the cheesecake and sugar together, just so it's well combined.
In case you're wondering how you put your recipe without getting it dirty, there you go.
Yeah, actually.
Hang it from the closet.
Okay. Okay, that's good. All right, on the. All right, whoops. That's good. That's my recipe stand. Okay, good. Now we need we're gonna add 1 tablespoon lemon juice.
Nice.
1 tablespoon lemon juice, let's do that. Okay, I'll just like it so much. And And then we're gonna do a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So let's find the half a tablespoon. Where's my teaspoon? Yeah. Where's my, so just vanilla extract. So that's a half a teaspoon. There we go. Add that in. And then it says a dash of salt. So kind of just like, give it like a little sprinkle of salt. Just kind of like, I don't know, a dash. Whatever you decide a dash is. Okay, and then we're gonna mix this.
Looks dashing.
Looks dashing, yeah. Are we good? Is the paste good?
Yep.
Okay. Holly, are we good?
Yes, my sister's helping to speed it up.
Okay, great.
Please
So
let us
again-
know if we should slow down.
Yeah.
We being Shoshana.
And we're gonna mix this, but again, guys, we're not like beating it, right? We're just making sure that everything's creamy. It's like we don't want any lumps, so it's gonna take a few minutes. Who's your sister? We say hi. I know. She's hiding her. Hi.
Hi, Ariana.
Hi, Ariana. Shoshana.
Nice to meet you. She's in high school still, so.
Okay, fun. Okay. Are we good? Are we creamy? Let's do the eggs. Yum. Okay. Now we're going to add in 2 eggs. We're going to add them one at a time. And then we're very gently just going to blend them in. Or do you say fold them in, kind of. Because we don't want to beat the eggs. We don't want the cheesecake to be airy. So that's 1 egg. I did check it in the shell, by the way. We're gonna mix it in. I'm gonna turn it on. I don't want to ruin it. Just kind of slowly mix it in.
What will happen if you turn it on?
I don't want to beat it, so I'm not gonna turn on. I just kind of do this. There. That's 1 egg, and I'll do the next one. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. There we go. So this is the batter. We have cream cheese, lemon juice, cream cheese, sugar, lemon juice, vanilla extract, salt, and 2 eggs. Okay. And now we're just going to pour it onto our crust. And we're going to put it in the oven. That was easy, no? Then there's another part. So that's after it bakes for a bit.
Do we not need the sour cream then?
No, the sour cream is for like the second part. We kind of do like another layer, only once it's cooked. Baked, whatever we call it. Okay, let me just get my spatula. I don't have my, okay. Okay, so we're gonna pour it in.
Here goes.
So like, as I said, this recipe is so easy. Like, you don't need to put a water bath. If you have a spring form pan, so you might want to put it on like a cookie sheet with tin foil so it doesn't like drip all over your oven. Some of them tend to drip. They're not sealed so well. But if you're using a tin foil like this, then there's no problems. Oh, I see a little clumps. I hope it'll be okay. 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 Good, that's in. Just kind of spread it evenly a little bit. Oh, my crust is higher.
I'm going to lead everyone in a short prayer for the success of our cheesecake.
Please. Okay, into the oven. Yay. Whoops. Just poured it on the
We toss salads in America, not cheesecakes.
Right, right.
This is a special recipe.
Okay, in the oven. So we're gonna set the timer for 25 minutes. Here we go.
And the oven light.
In the oven light, we can watch it bake. Okay, so now we have 25 minutes. Perfect, Marcus.
I think we should start with everyone telling us where they had the best cheesecake in their life ever.
Should we do that to the sour cream part and just have it ready?
Let's do the sour cream part before we hear where everyone's best cheesecake ever was.
I think we'll hear the sour cream topping part. I'm just gonna make a bracha and drink because I'm really thirsty. All the talking.
Amen.
Oh, thank you. This is fun. I'm having like people in my house and like interacting. Okay. So with the sour cream part, ready?
Wait, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
I'm about to put it in the oven.
Okay, so no problem. Schmooze.
All right. You ready?
So we already heard where Matt had his best cheesecake.
Yeah, Matt, we don't want to hear any other cheesecakes.
Who else had like a really good cheesecake somewhere?
You know what? The Broners bought a cheesecake last year,
Oh, right, you told us. I remember.
and it was the best breakfast I've ever had in my life, you know? Cheesecake for breakfast was incredible. All right, Marcus, I think you might be on mute.
No, can't hear you.
Okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me. I thought they were just talking to themselves, like lip sync.
Whoops.
Oh, now you are.
Oh, it is recording. Okay, fine.
Wait, we're back?
Yes.
We're back. Oh,
So
okay.
basically, this is how you make a cheesecake.
No, sorry.
How much did you hear?
No, we're not. What I was gonna say, someone told us, who was it? Oh, Nathan told us there's like this really good place in, was it in Flatbush that makes like amazing cheesecakes? Do you remember what it was called?
Whatever it is, it's a
Whatever.
weak imitation of what we're doing here, that's for sure.
No, I'm happy to share the recipe. Like it just makes a huge, like a really big cheesecake. We'll send it to you, Matt.
All right, that's perfect.
It freezes really well. Like you can like cut it up into pieces and put it in portions in the freezer. I've done it.
I'll have cheesecake for breakfast for a long time.
Yeah, I had that because my mother-in-law made cheesecake last time. Oh, my in-laws were here last time.
Yeah,
She made like this massive cheesecake.
I remember.
And I had so much left, so I cut it up into portions and froze it, and I literally had it for months later. Like it doesn't go bad in the fridge.
We had to get rid of it for Pesach.
It's true.
No. I didn't go that far.
Sharon, we want to hear your favorite cheesecake.
Oh gosh.
Until today.
Right, because once I try this is going to take over. Although I have to say, well, my mom's like, I have a really good cheesecake recipe, right?
Oh, no.
We have this like one Antoinette Pope cookbook that we have all of our recipes that are written like on little cards in. And so it's like, it's in the front of the Pope cookbook. Like that's how you know something is good, because it makes it into the front of the Pope cookbook, which is held together by a band because of the things that are put into it. And the secret to that one, though, what makes it really good is the sour cream layer on top.
Oh.
So that's like very exciting. So I could try this one. But I mean, hers is really good. I think some of it also depends on the topping that like you throw on there.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna talk about that too.
Coming attractions.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yummy toppings. It's really okay, we'll talk about it soon. Okay, should we do that?
Wait, we didn't hear Talia's favorite cheesecake.
Oh, Talia, she's getting in her oven.
All right, I was looking to see what toppings we had that we could put on. Because we don't eat like anything that's vanilla in my house. We all eat chocolate. So my sister was like, well, are we gonna eat this vanilla? I was like, I don't think so. So I don't really know. We don't eat that much cheesecake in our house.
Okay.
So this one will probably be the best.
It's gonna be your first Shavuot cheesecake?
Yeah. I mean, we like have, like when we went last year, we had a lot of different cheesecakes, but they just got them from, I think they bought them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
That works. And then do we get a Garfinkel favorite cheesecake?
Where's the Garfinkel? Oh,
Rena just came back.
Rena, who makes cheesecake in your family, Rena?
All of us, all of the girls. I hate cheesecake.
I was gonna say some of you are crazy and don't like cheesecake.
Okay, someone's being removed from this call right now.
Well, don't go to Dina because she doesn't like it either.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's one of the benefits of always being with you for Shavuos is that
Yeah, I know.
I got more.
Everyone, yeah, basically, me and Adina are basically the only ones who don't like cheesecake. I'm sorry for being a traitor, but
So what's your Shavuos favorite besides cheesecake?
I think blintzes.
Blintzes. Do you make sweet blintzes or like savory?
Both.
Both? Yeah. I want to try this year making with salty cheese blintz.
Yum.
I feel like there's so many sweet stuff, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Okay. Let's do the next part.
Actually, Matt, I should send you a link to my friend's website if you're like a blintz person, whatever. She has an entire gluten-free website.
Mhm.
And so she's like tried to perfect the crate portion of blintzes and all of that. I should send you a link to her website.
Okay, send it. Have I made blintzes before? Maybe when I was like a teenager with my mom, but I've never made them alone. I'm gonna try.
I usually take them out of the package from the freezer that you buy them in. That's the type I usually make.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to make my own blintzes on the frying pan and then make the filling.
Ooh.
Wow.
We'll see if the kids will let. Okay. So
Wait, Talia, are you ready?
are we ready for the next stage?
Okay.
So I have
Yes.
1 cup of sour cream. I have it in my bowl already because I prepared it before.
You said 1 cup?
Yeah, 1 cup sour cream. 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Pour it slowly so people can catch up.
So that's 1, 2, sugar, and where's my vanilla? 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Did you say 2 tablespoons or teaspoons?
2 tablespoons sugar
Okay.
and 1/2 teaspoon vanilla. That's why you send it out so they can look at the recipe.
So let's just slow down because Matt's catching up.
Okay, great.
No, we're good. We're good.
No problem. Okay, we're gonna mix it. That's it, and we're gonna just leave it aside. And in 25 minutes, you can either hang out with us or call back or do it yourself. Once the cheesecake is baked, we're gonna put this topping on, and we're gonna bake it for another 10 minutes. Okay? And that's gonna
Wait, how long do we have until the cheesecake comes out?
So we have now 18 minutes, which will be good enough, right, for you to.
Perfect.
So we're gonna schmooze a little bit about the Jewish and why do we make cheesecake? Why are we making cheesecake? Does anyone know?
Well, it's the custom to eat dairy, right?
Right. So
Yep.
So you want to take it from there?
Sure, but is
Do you wanna sit
everyone?
down?
Wait, so we're done with the.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it aside. We're done.
Okay,
That's
you're
it.
gonna join me.
Paul, I just give a.
Talia knows why we eat cheesecake.
Talia knows?
No, it's okay. I just taught it to my Sunday school class, but it's no big deal.
Oh, really? You teach in a Sunday school? That's so nice. What
Yeah.
age?
These kids were first graders.
First.
Oh.
So cute.
Yeah, I've done a lot of different ages. So
cute. Nice.
How is teaching first grade on Zoom?
pretty good. It's a lot of screen share. So I share my screen with them, and then we watch videos. We have a discussion. I can share a book through my computer, so then I read them a story,
Right.
which is really fun. So it's actually pretty good. Like the parents sit, they help them get the kids on, and
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy with them. Okay, I'm happy that you can.
In a way, it's
It's
probably
okay.
easier for the kids to stare at a screen than to be stuck in a room on a
Exactly.
chair.
It's
Yeah.
definitely exciting, I guess, when you see. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Experience.
Yeah, it's funny. The funny thing about Shavuos and cheesecake is that usually the rabbi's job is to kind of make a disconnect between the things that we're used to associating a holiday with and the core elements of the holiday itself. Like a rabbi will say, no, Passover is not about the matzah balls. I hate to break it to you. That's not really what Passover is all about. And generally that's what will happen with every single holiday, Hanukkah is not about latkes. There's actually a lot going on, and we're focusing on the wrong thing. So happens to be Shavuot is about cheesecake. So there goes that. We're actually dealing with
somewhat. It's about the giving of the Torah.
Oh, yeah, there's also that part. So it's funny, there's different opinions amongst the rabbis and the Talmud about how much of a holiday should be focused on spirituality and how much should be focused on having a good time and celebrating the holiday. And then when it comes to Shavuot, there's a consensus that you actually need to focus very, very strongly on the having a good time and eating good food and celebrating, which is somewhat counterintuitive because the main theme of Shavuot is the giving of the Torah. And you would think, okay, this should be the holiday that's about Torah and, just spirituality. But the rabbis say it's the other way around. And the reason for this is because you'd assume, people tend to look at Torah as lots of rules of do this, don't do that, do this way, don't do that the other way. And that's really not what Torah is all about. Torah is about 613 opportunities for connection to God and to yourself and to having an amazing life. And that's why the way we commemorate the giving of the Torah is specifically by having a good time and showing how happy we are about the fact that we were able to receive this special mission from God and all these opportunities for doing great things. So that's why of all holidays, this is the holiday where having a good time and eating delicious cheesecake that you made on a Cheesecake Bake on Zoom is really the most important part. It's actually even more important than the custom to stay up and study all night, which is also a great custom, but the cheesecake actually comes first. So if you're going to lose your appetite because you stayed up, maybe you should rethink it. So why cheese and why cheesecake? First reason is, like we said, because you're supposed to be having a good time and it's delicious. So go for cheesecake. But another reason is because on Passover, we got the rules of, all the details of kosher meat. And this was new to the Jews because a day before the giving of the Torah, they had never got the Torah before. So once they got the Torah, they realized, okay, we have a lot of stuff in the freezer that we probably should not be eating. So now what? So the natural response would be, okay, let's get some more new stuff. But there was a technical issue, and that is that it was Shabbat, it was Shabbos. And preparing new meat, slaughtering animals is not okay on Shabbos. So the Jewish people had to resort to the other stuff they had in their fridge, which was dairy. So they all had lots and lots of yummy dairy food. So to commemorate that transition that happened on Shavuot, where we went from people who were just eating anything that happened to be in the fridge to people who had a special diet because of their special mission, we also refrained from eating anything dairy. There's actually lots of different reasons, but another reason is the fact that the Torah is likened to milk because it says, Dvash v'chalav tachat leshonech. The Torah is like honey and milk lying underneath your tongue. And it has lots of different symbolisms to it. Honey obviously is sweet, so Torah is supposed to be sweet. And also milk is nourishment. Milk is the source of life. And that's why Torah is likened to that. When done properly, it's supposed to be something that invigorates you and something that you enjoy. There's a story about a guy who hired someone to carry in a package for him. And as the person went to do his job and he brought the package in, then he came back to the guy who hired him. He said, I did it. I'm dedicated. You wanted the package in. You hired me for it. I did it. I'm probably going to have a backache for the next few weeks, but, and I'm very schwitzy, but you asked for it. I did it. And the guy said, no, you didn't. He's like, what do you mean? He said, you brought the wrong package. So the guy that was hired was very upset because the guy was saying that he brought the wrong package without actually checking to see which package he brought in. So he said, how do you know? Maybe I brought in here the right one. Why are you judging me so quickly? So he said, the way I know you brought the wrong package is because you look like you're about to need to go to a chiropractor and you're all sweaty, my package was very light and easy. So if you're looking so drenched, obviously you brought in someone else's package. And that's really a parable for the way the Torah is supposed to be. If you're all, having a terrible time and suffering through it and really miserable, but you're like, I'm a dedicated Jew, I'm going to do it anyways, you're probably doing something wrong, because Torah is meant to be sweet like honey and nourishing like milk. So that is another symbolism.
It doesn't mean like everything is so easy and,
Yeah.
to overcome our certain hardships, but we're supposed to live through Torah and enjoy it.
Right. Yeah. Obviously not all moments are easy to appreciate as others, and dedication comes with pulling through at times, but generally speaking, it should be sweet and it should be nourishing, and if not, then check to make sure you're not carrying the wrong package. Also, an interesting thing is that the word for chalav is milk. Sorry.
The word for milk is chalav.
The word for milk is chalav. In Hebrew, that's a chet, a lamed, and a beis. So that the numerical value of that, commonly known as the gematria, is 40, and 40 has a strong significance in Judaism. Every number has its own meaning and significance, and for 40, that is the amount of days that Moses spent on Sinai receiving the Torah. So that's also something that we're trying to connect to, the fact that after receiving the Ten Commandments on Sinai, that was just the beginning. Mm-hmm. And the main body of Torah was the coming 40 days. Also, an interesting thing about the word chalav is that it's one of these words where we really need to strongly rely on the oral Torah, because part of the oral Torah is the vowels in the Torah. The Torah scrolls have no vowels. So really, to read it, you need a tradition on how to pronounce everything. And without the tradition, you can mess up a lot of the words. So there's a lot of words in Hebrew that you can figure out on your own, which is why in modern Hebrew novels mostly will not have vowels. But in every page, there'll be a few words that they'll stick vowels in, because there are certain words that can easily be confused with other words without vowels. And an example of that is halal, milk, because the Torah tells us that we're not supposed to eat a kid, we're not supposed to eat meat in milk, in chalav. But really, without an oral tradition, the same letters could be spelling chalev, which is fats. You're not supposed to eat meat and fats, which would really mean that you can't really cook meat in certain fats, but really milk and meat is fine. So that's another one of these words where we have to rely on the oral tradition of how to pronounce things.
Understand.
And it's one of the words, the fact that the Torah put words like chalav without vowels is the Torah's way of showing you, don't think you're supposed to be taking the written Torah by itself. You have to remember that there's got to be more to the story, or this would be a confusing, misleading text. So it's a nice opportunity to remind ourselves that what we got at Sinai was not just the written Torah, but a whole entire body of oral Torah, which is where most of our understanding of the written Torah comes from. I just want to take a break and show you what Shoshana has been doing here in the background while I'm talking.
No, I'm gonna show them. We're just kind of like testing out. We'll talk about it.
So I think I'll end here so that we won't have overload. Yeah. But there's lots. The main thing is to enjoy the cheesecake and to have a good time. Which is what Matt definitely did last year. Great having him. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll miss him on this year.
And we'll try to have fun without Matt this year. Sharon, are you going to?
Have you been going to the Garfinkel's at all?
No.
Oh, you're home for Shabbos? You with your mom?
Yep.
Okay, I'm sure your mom's loving it.
Yeah. It's hard. My community has an Eruv, which is really nice, except that there's a lot of road construction right now.
Mhm.
So we have no Eruv right now, which means like I can't take the dog for a walk. So thankfully my backyard is fenced, so I can still assist with that part. But it's pretty boring. It's, you know, a lot of reading, a lot of puzzles and stuff like that. But yeah, I've stopped by them like to visit periodically during the week and, you know, talk from a distance or drop off goodies and stuff. But it's very different. Yeah.
Right. It's such a crazy time. The
Yeah.
hardest part is that we don't know when it's going to end. That's the hardest part for me.
Right.
No, we're making the best of it. We're trying, but like, if we knew when it was going to be an end, we'd be like, okay, fine. We could do another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month.
Right. So, I mean, I know things are like starting to reopen, but so the residents in my group homes all attend day programs, like adult, you know, day programs, basically like post-school schooling, but they learn different things. So we, the state let us know, like we're closed, those programs are closed to the end of June. Now, they do take more precautions. And they're probably, if it were me, I would be waiting to see what happens as people start to reintegrate. And do we get a spike? Because we're seeing that like in Israel and other communities that have opened up, where now there's cases coming back up again.
It's not a real spike yet, thank God.
Nah,
well, not a spike, but like there's some newer cases that are starting, you know, like everyone's all of a sudden exposed to each other and they've been, you know, locked in and not around each other. So that could be one of the reasons that they're waiting this like additional amount of time before they let individuals who are some medically fragile all be in the same place together again. So like, I know just personally that I am facing another month of my current life of grocery shopping and conference calls, and that's about it. So, you know.
So your guys are waiting, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
But we'll see. Yeah. But I actually just learned something, because I always thought that the reason that we had dairy was that when we received the Torah, like we didn't have a chance to learn like all of the laws like of shafting and everything. So I actually thought that we didn't eat meat because like from that standpoint, I didn't realize that it was Shabbos, and so we couldn't do it.
Same.
Like
Same here. I've been brought up, you know, religious my whole life, and then Mordechai was just giving over and telling me he was going to tell. I was like, oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, the Torah was given on Shabbos, and that's why they couldn't Shabbos. They couldn't, you know, slaughter.
Right. Yeah. So pretty cool.
Yeah. We'll have another insight for the Shavuot. Okay, and back to our cheesecake. So we have like, my oven has 3 minutes left. So once
Talia's is gonna need a little longer.
Yeah, and mine also might need a little longer. Okay. For the filming part. We're gonna see, we're gonna check it. So just like a few tips about cheesecakes. So first of all, I should have told you this beforehand, but you're supposed to not open the oven. Like, you know, check on it. Like, thank on my
Timer.
No, I have to, no, in the end of 25 minutes, I will open the oven and check on it. But as the cheesecake is baking, you're not supposed to keep opening it, because that lets out, also with cakes, by the way, you're not supposed to keep opening, because then it might make the cake sink, because it lets out hot air. So always just keep the oven closed till like the whole time, till most, you know, the main bake is done. I'm actually gonna take a peek. Okay, and we're gonna know that our cheesecake is ready when the edges are like a little golden, like they look more set. The center, you'll be able to touch it, but it might be a little wobbly still. Don't worry, because we don't want to overbake it, because then it'll get like dry.
Also, it is going back in the oven soon, right?
Right, we're putting it back for another 10 minutes with the, yeah, we're gonna put it for another 10 minutes with the, what's it called, for the sour cream topping. What else was I gonna say? Oh, we're gonna let the cheesecake cool for an hour. We're gonna just kind of open the door, turn the oven off, and just let it sit there for an hour. I hope you guys are not planning on going to sleep so soon yet. Whoever, Matt and
no, you can go to sleep and set an alarm.
All right, go to sleep and set an alarm.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Matt needs to wake up in like 3 hours.
Yeah, like the longer the trick with cheesecake, you're supposed to let it cool very gradually. So we're gonna leave it in the oven, the warm oven, for like an hour with the door open, and then after 10 minutes, we're gonna take a knife and just separate. These are all like tips I read, you know, as I've been making cheesecakes. You separate the crust from the side of the.
What?
I'm just gonna laugh. I don't know why. I like seeing myself. You're gonna sorry guys. You're gonna
Just
separate.
imagine yourself in that like
yeah,
TV
I'm just
show.
like all of a sudden I
cooking
realize
show.
that like I'm like being watched and it's funny.
Everyone look away for
yeah,
a few minutes.
we're all just like standing with. No, it's joking. We're gonna separate the sides of the cheesecake pan because when the cheesecake cools, it contracts. Is that the word?
If it
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it contracts. So we don't want the cheesecake. Often, like some cheesecakes, they crack, and we want our cheesecake to come out perfect, right? And be like beautiful and nice. So you're just gonna kind of separate the edges.
Wait,
Lost
Boy.
you again, Shoshana.
your sound disappeared.
My oven.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, so you were saying to separate it from the edge, but something with the cracking.
Yeah, to avoid, because when the cheesecake contracts, I want the edges to contract with the cheesecake. So, because I want to make sure it's not stuck to the sides. That way it contracts nicely and then no cracks will form. And my
Again?
cheesecake is ready.
Did everyone get that?
Everyone get that? Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's check our cheesecake. It's been 25 minutes. Wow, we've been hanging around for a long time. Let's check it. Okay.
Is it golden? I don't see
It
golden.
looks good. It's not necessarily golden. It just has to be. Okay, so I have bubbles. That's bad. Okay, if it's not perfect, right? I have bubbles. Can you guys see?
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay. No, they're not gonna pop. Okay, but look, my side is like firm, and my center too is a little jelly, but it's good. It doesn't have to be golden. Just like you can tell, it's a little bit more like cooked around the sides.
It's shining a little more than the center.
No, it's actually drier now.
Yeah, but still, it's like a
It
shining.
looks set. You can tell that it's set. Okay, now we're gonna put the cream, the sour cream, yeah. Put it on. And gently, very gently, we're gonna smear it, spread it around. Is Talia with us?
She needs time for her. Is it ready?
Talia?
Yeah, she
I'm good.
Oh, you're good. Sorry. You're good? Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. Ooh, yummy. I can't wait to eat this. Are we gonna save it for Shavuot or are we gonna eat it beforehand?
We need to eat it as part of the show. Everyone stay on for the next hour and a half.
No. So after it's gonna set, we need to let it set for like an hour, and then even better, like go shower, get into pajamas, and like just as you're about to get into bed, don't forget to brush your teeth. And just as you're about to get into bed, then stick it in the fridge. Like literally let it sit out for as long as possible, so it cools like really gradually. Okay, there we go. We're gonna put it back in for another 10 minutes. Okay, guys? Let's do it. I don't want to get my oven that's dirty.
Don't get your oven mitts dirty.
Hold on. I'm scared to get my fingers in it too. Okay, into the oven it goes. 10 minutes, guys. That's too far. There it goes. Now to the fun stuff.
Wait, let's make sure everyone's with us.
How do teachers do it? Like, how do you teach for so long? Not get your mouth.
I think they drink and they eat
I
apple.
think it's also just hot.
Maybe
Doesn't
looking
matter.
at an apple on the table helps.
We drink a lot of coffee for sure.
Okay.
We need to ask Talia.
Well, how she does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just graduated with my teaching degree, so.
Oh, you just graduated?
What do they teach you?
So much
Is the apple the trick?
It's a lot of coffee to keep you going.
What?
It's a lot of coffee to keep you going.
Okay,
Sorry.
It's an old trick for confusing the KGB. You have water running, and then the eavesdropping equipment can't hear you.
No,
So-
sorry. Sorry, Talia. Sorry, repeat.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying that we drink a lot of coffee to stay energized and everything.
There it goes. Like the water.
That's
No, I think it's just also hot because my oven's on. Like it's right behind me, so I'm like a little hot. Okay, so the fun part. Okay, guys, what's your favorite like flavor? Go for it, everyone. Or Mark, you can start.
peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Woo woo!
Yep. Yeah, Reese's type stuff.
Reese's. Oh, I got Reese's here.
I'm all about the caramel and butterscotch.
Ooh,
Okay.
salted caramel. Salted caramel.
Salted caramel. Okay, so people make that like from scratch in a pot.
Talia
I
already
don't know how
said
to do that.
chocolate.
Chocolate?
That's what she said earlier. I don't know. She can
Right,
change her
but they
mind
don't
if
like
she wants to.
I like, what's my favorite? I actually like vanilla, just chocolate, like melted chocolate on top is like yum. Like white chocolate, yum.
That's why you get along with Miri Garfinkel. Miri likes white chocolate.
Yum.
Call of Yisrael white chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's not get that. Nothing is calling all here.
It's Hershey.
Don't tell your dad. No. Okay, that was fun actually.
Wait, is Talia keeping her chocolate vote, or is there a new vote? Oh, she's off.
Yeah, she's off. Sorry, we're just trying to have fun.
I would say Oreo. Oreo.
Okay, we got Oreo. If you like Oreos, you can make crust out of Oreo cookies.
Too late.
First of all, you can either buy, I think you can buy ready-made, right? You know that?
Mhm.
Yeah, you can, but it's just crust.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's gorgeous ways to decorate cheesecakes. Like you can like put like an edging of like an Oreo cookie and then like a squirt of like
I made Oreo pie one time, which was
Oreo
pretty
pie,
good.
yum.
Mhm.
Like an ice cream, like a frozen type.
Yeah, it was like with a lot of Cool Whip, and Oreos, and the breading, the crumb was Oreos.
Yum. My mom makes it. Yeah.
Oh, you know what, Shoshana, I just thought about this. When this is over,
Yeah.
I made it once. Rena probably does not remember. It was for Chava Valinsky's Shava Bracha or shower, but so I'll have to come over. We'll have to make dirt with the kids, but like real dirt. Not now they make dirt cups, but it's like you put chocolate pudding and you crumble Oreos on top. This is like serve it in a planter with a trowel and fake flowers. I have a set of them. They're milchig. They stay. They never were touched by flowers and whatever. Yeah. Gummy worms. The kids will love it. I have to come over. We have to make it. I've just decided.
Oh my gosh. We have to video call you with the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which topping are you gonna do?
Yeah, so Oreo lovers, oh my gosh, totally make it next time with Oreo crust. And then like you can even put Oreos, like you pour the batter and you just kind of drop in Oreos. And then when you cut it, before you cook it. Sorry, before you cook it.
Before the first cooking?
Yeah, before the first cooking, when it's like still raw. You just like put pieces of Oreos, and then when you cut it, also looks really nice because usually like pieces of Oreos. Yum. So my next cheesecake, I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna try to make some kind of, I have to figure it out, but like maybe like a chocolate Oreo crust. And then I'm gonna mix peanut butter into the batter because Mordechai loves peanut butter, so I want to make him a peanut butter cheesecake.
Isn't she great?
So peanut butter in the batter, and then like maybe like drizzle peanut butter on top and decorate with peanuts. I don't know, we're gonna figure something out. Okay, so yeah, you can decorate with Oreos. And then another thing that's really easy, you can just melt a bar of chocolate. You can mix it with some butter to make it like a little bit more like a ganache. Or you can just really melt chocolate. Sometimes it hardens. Mix the chocolate with some butter and then just like pour it on top, put it in the fridge, and it'll be really good and yummy and easy. What other toppings do we have? And then I wanted to show you guys how to make chocolate curls.
Ooh.
And you just like pile it up in the center or on the side around. So we bought this chocolate, this like Jewish company.
Yum.
You need two-toned chocolate.
It just comes out, you don't need, you can make it with like regular chocolate. But it comes out really pretty. Oh, we have other one else, I want to try it. Other one. So what you do is you need the chocolate to be room temperature. And you can take a peeler. Some people use a knife, but I like using a peeler. And the chocolate has to be soft, but not too soft. It doesn't like
it doesn't get good shavings.
Yeah, it doesn't get good shavings. So you just take the peeler. I'm going to do it to the length of the bar. And you just kind of go like this, kind of slowly, because you want to create nice big curls. Do you see that? And just let it drop.
Yeah, it's not dropping.
Yeah, I think my chocolate's even a little.
Too warm.
Too warm. If it's too cold, then it cracks. And if it's too warm, it doesn't work. It's like you have to like put it in and out of the fridge as you're doing it. It's a little patchy, but it's fun. So I'm just going to do like a lot of them. And then what I like to do is before handling them, put it in the freezer. Then they harden. And then you're able to pick them up and place them on the cheesecake like in the center. whoever didn't prepare toppings, no worries, because you can just leave the cheesecake in the fridge overnight, and tomorrow go out and shop and buy whatever you want and put it on, like, once the cheesecake is set. So this is one fun, cool thing that you can do. I'm just gonna do a few more. I guess I can do after. Yeah.
So Shoshana, you should top it after it cools.
Yes, sorry, yeah. After it cools, even better to top it tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'm not gonna do it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Or put whatever you want on top, like, seriously. You can do cherry pie filling. You can like cook strawberries. If you take frozen strawberries and you just put it in a pot, you can add a little.
Excuse me. Thank you.
You can take frozen strawberries with a little bit of sugar, and over a pot, like on a low flame, you just kind of stir it, so it gets like this like saucy, like gets like a little thick. What's the word? Whatever. It gets like thicker.
Like syrupy.
Sorry?
It gets like syrupy.
Yeah, like syrupy, exactly, yeah. And then like right before you serve it, you should pour it over. Don't put it before. I think it'll seep into the cake. So like before you bring it out, pour it over. Yum, and it looks so pretty. Yeah, you can also do fresh fruit. You can take blueberries and kiwis and strawberries, cut them up with some whipped cream. That would be really good. Yum. And like make it really fancy.
Make lots and lots of cakes.
And then it's like healthier, you know? Has fruit on top. Anyways, so we have 3 minutes left. Okay. Yeah, I also got like Hershey Kisses.
Cups.
Hershey cups.
Mini cups.
Oh, you can use Hershey Kisses too. Like really, just be creative. There's no rules.
Whoa.
Sorry. Oops. That's a reminder to get to sleep early. Yeah. You listen to it.
It's a reminder to start initiating the process.
So
People set all these alarms to wake up. They don't realize the only alarm they actually need is to start getting ready to go to bed. That's our alarm.
Yeah.
Matt knows it.
The Gabarret.
The Gabarret.
Who told me this before? They could have put it in the alarm. Another fun thing is the peanut butter cups. So you could decorate the cake with this like around the sides. Or also in the batter, before you bake it, just pop a few in. Or even you can, like I saw online, like you make the crust, then you put like a layer of peanut butter cups and pour the batter on top. And then when you
that sounds awesome.
Does that sound so good? Yum.
Yeah. And if you put them on the top, it's like little Harsinas decorating. It's like little.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of little Harsinas, you guys want to see something so cute? It's a little bit squash, but where is it? You guys. Sorry, off topic.
It's connected. It's related to cooking.
It's okay. Okay, I did an activity with my son.
Oh.
We made chocolate cheesecake. That's all the cheesecake. Sorry, chocolate cupcakes. And then I gave him we made icing, just whipped cream. And we colored it green, but it kind of came out like mints, whatever. And then I cut up little marshmallows, colorful marshmallows and pretzels. We made the fence because Harsina had a fence around because no one would let it touch it. And it was beautiful. Like Hashem made it beautiful with flowers. And then this is like our, how do you say, the Luchos Hebris, the
10 Commandments, like the
Torah.
Tablets.
The tablets, right, the tablets. So, isn't that cute?
Garfield, that's so cute.
Fun project for your family if you want.
And we have the beeping. Woohoo!
Oh, my spear on. How do I turn this thing off?
You focus on your show.
My show. Okay. I might leave it in for another few minutes. Let's see. I turned it off. Okay, ready? My cheesecake speak. So. Okay. I'm gonna leave mine in for another 5 minutes. Somehow, like the topping, I like it to be a little firmer. Okay.
How do you know?
It doesn't look so set yet.
The
recipe says 10 minutes, but I'm gonna do another 5. It just needs to look more set. It still looks a little too
wobbly.
So
okay.
like a little bit more, yeah.
Should we do 4?
I'm gonna do 5.
I'm nervous.
Confident. It'll be good. Hopefully.
I'll eat it. Don't worry.
Try. Yeah. We have to decide what to. You know what else is really good is this cream. What's it called?
Nutella?
Yeah. Lotus.
Lotus.
Oh, Lotus.
That would be Lotus, yeah, not Intel, Lotus. That would be so good on top. You'd probably have to scoop it into, like, oh, this is glass. Put it in the microwave for a few minutes, and then drizzle it on top or smear it. Yeah, that would be so good. Maybe we should do some with that.
Yeah, basically you should.
Literally anything. You could put, like, pecans and just, you could
That
even
sounds
cut
good.
up-
Pecans.
You could take a knife, chop up chocolate, and put it on top. That's, like, really easy.
Partition your cheesecake into as many parts as you can, and then each one with a different topping.
Yeah, or I don't know if you remember, but on Shavuot, I served plain cheesecake with lots of toppings in different bowls, and it's like top your cheesecake. Have fun.
Shavuot activity.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Eli's and different cheesecake companies, they sell sampler cheesecakes. So it'll be like quarters of different types or whatever. So obviously they've made bigger ones and put them in, I think. But you could like do 4 different, you know, sections all on one cheesecake. And then it could also be like a unity thing and, you know,
all flavors.
You could take it far,
right.
You know.
Yeah.
It's very esoteric.
Yeah. Talia, what are you going to put on yours? What are you going to top it with?
I thought we had Oreos left, but we don't.
Oh. Okay.
I think, yeah, maybe. My sister is making cheesecake tomorrow with like her group, I think, right?
Compare cheesecakes.
Yeah. So we'll see if my mom goes to the store tomorrow. If not, I think just chocolate chips or something.
Yeah, sounds good. You can melt them, or you can put them, you know.
Decorate.
Yeah, I can send you. There's a ganache recipe if you want, or I can just read it out to you.
Okay.
If you want, 8 ounces of chocolate. Hold on. Oh, 8 ounces of chocolate, half a cup of heavy cream, and a 1/4 cup of butter. You just melt it together on a low flame or in the microwave. I just do it in the microwave. And then you let it cool a bit, and then you pour it over. Okay. And you can do this in advance. It doesn't have to be right before you serve it.
Did you say half a cup of butter?
Half a cup of heavy cream, and a 1/4 cup butter.
Okay.
I think it makes a lot. I think you can half this recipe. For this size cheesecake, definitely half it.
Okay.
Like do 4 ounces of chocolate. Yeah, basically half it. You know your math.
Alexa off.
Yeah. Oh, you also have, it's not just
sorry. It was my timer.
2 more minutes, okay. Well, I'm not going to top it tonight. So once this is ready, we'll show you. And then we'll be done. I'm trying to think of anything else I wanted to say about cheesecake. Oh, yeah. So we're going to let it cool in the oven for an hour with the door open. And then we're going to take it out and put it on top of the oven where it's still slightly warm. And just let it sit there until you're ready to go to bed. Okay. And only then put it in the fridge.
Do we cover it when we put it in the fridge with like a oil?
You don't have to, but
okay.
Yeah,
protect
just do
it.
protect. Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you want to freeze it, I would freeze it the next morning. Let it sit in the fridge and keep like cooling and setting, and then the next day freeze it.
Okay.
Another thing about cheesecakes, I find it's good that we're making it a few days in advance because I feel like the longer it sits in the fridge, the yummier it is. So like 2 days in advance, 3 days in advance is better.
Another reason why your cheesecake's gonna be better than your sister's.
Oh,
Arina, how much cheesecake does yours make?
They're like little bites.
Oh, she's making cheesecake bites.
Oh yeah, like squares? Yeah.
Okay, Arina, what are they? She's coming over with the recipe, I think.
Matt, is your cheesecake ready?
Amy, who ends this slide?
Yeah. Enough.
Yeah?
It's gonna sit. We're gonna let it sit, and we're gonna cross our fingers.
In the oven. Keep your fingers uncrossed. That's what we do as Jews for good luck.
For good luck. Right.
So you turned off the oven and you're letting it sit?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. When should we turn off?
Let it sit with the oven open. So the point that cools gradually.
Yeah, it's sitting there.
Perfect. Yeah.
Wait, is that okay? It's like out of the oven.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you want it in the oven? Should it be in the oven?
You can push, maybe just push the what's it called? The grate?
The rack.
The rack.
Rack?
Yep.
Okay. Mine is good.
All right, it's in.
Okay. Here we go. We're just gonna let it sit now. There. Okay, I set it for an hour. Just gonna let it sit like that. In like 10-15 minutes, I'm gonna take a knife and just kind of go around the edges, separate it from the sides, and that's it. We're just gonna let it sit. Put it in the fridge and then top it tomorrow. And then we're good. Yum.
Woohoo!
Here's my curlies. What are you gonna top it, Matt, with your caramel?
I'm doing caramel. So I found caramel, sea salt, and walnuts in my closet.
Caramel, sea salt, and walnuts. Yum.
Wow.
I think it's my walnuts left over from the haroset from Passover.
Oh, really? Oh, you made your own haroset?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Very important that everyone takes a picture of their ready-made cheesecake and replies all on the email with the link.
Yeah.
So that we can all see.
Yeah, competition. We'll see the different toppings.
And then we'll have voting. And whoever wins leads next year's cheesecake bake.
Oh, no, I had fun. I like that one. But I know I did have fun doing that.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
So thank you all for joining.
Thank you so much.
I hope
Thank
the
you.
I hope the only thing better than this cheesecake bake will be the cheesecake itself.
Yeah. And have you say the Shana Yerushalayim? So the Shavuos haba in our house next Shavuos.
Yeah.
Hope to host everyone in our house. Like
Everyone's
last year.
invited next year.
Amen.
Amen.
And
Everyone be well.
can all bring your cheesecakes and we'll have lots and lots of cheesecake.
Cheesecake contest. Enjoy. Thank you guys for joining. It was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Sharon.
Bye.